Greetings from Creeds Elementary on my day job here, doing some HVAC work on the roof. Got a library unit that's acting up. I figured I'd bring you guys along, checking on some alarms, resetting some controllers. Coming up the roof patch here, this pretty historic school, one of the oldest schools in Virginia Beach School District. We got some Aeon equipment tripping out some compressors. So maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to figure out something on this library. Right now it's about 80 degrees. All right, let's see what's going on. We got alarms. Module 1 alarm, that's the compressor. And I don't see a module 2 alarm. Let's see. No alarms on module 2 yet. Only got one compressor running. Okay. Oh, here we go. This controller is going to tell me the story, I believe. Compressor A1 fault. Alright, so we got 2 compressors and alarm, but they don't really tell you what the faults are without having a laptop plugged in. So, go over here to this cabinet here where the compressors reside. Some high pressure switches. Alright, we're gonna have to dig a little deeper. I'm normally an automation guy, so I'm just out here trying to help out. See any faults on the drives. We reset this thing, only runs for a few minutes. But anyway, just a little sneak peek into my world. Sometimes they let me out of the office. I'll give you an update if we actually come up with something, any type of diagnosis. I'm not sure if you can hear that or hear me over the squalling condenser fan motor. We got a bearing on the public lab. Modulating motors. As you can hear, that thing is about to die. So this is on a separate unit on the other side, so we can write that up and diagnose that pretty easily. When those go, condensing temperature spike, head pressure spikes, unit trips. We'll get some information off of the tag here and order a sub-motor. So we're just waiting on number 18 here for the school library to start back up. We've reset the alarms. First thing I want to check is the condenser fan motors on this one. This one reset earlier, it only runs for about 5 minutes. Problem is I don't have a ladder up here, so I got to kind of get up there and do a little monkey crawl. I think it's firing up, I just heard it. Compressors are starting up now. See what I can find. All right, so I got some condenser fan contactors here. Overloads, and they're not pulling in. I tried to reset them. They don't appear to be tripped. I might have to break out the old meter because I'm not seeing any fans coming on, as you can see. And that ain't gonna run long. Stand by. Stand by. Yeah, I've pulled in the heavy artillery. I got our 45-year mechanic Jerry Hutchison heading up here, and he can't fix it.
Nobody can.
It's broke. So just like we thought, high pressure switch took the unit out again, so we're resetting it. We're going to try to figure out what's going on with these condenser fan motors. All right, stand by. Okay, so these drives these condenser fans, CFVFD1, looks like both condenser fans come off this one drive. It did show an alarm earlier, so I've reset this. We might be onto something once this thing starts up. Process of elimination. The troubleshooting king is here. If this don't do it, we're going fishing, Jerry.
Sounds good.
And that's what success looks like, gentlemen. The VFD, the Freak Drive. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I should say. So I'll tell you what was going on, those who really care. So this drive right here, it's a variable frequency drive, was tripped on voltage. That controls both fan motors, and without your fan motors you get a high pressure situation. These switches right here will trip on you. Yeah, you do that with your meter, you know, no gauges. I got the goat with me here. We just, you know, process of elimination. What do you think, Jerry? 8 hours?
8 hours is good.
Yeah, 8 hours. Checks in the mail. All right, now that one over there, that's another story. You hear it? All right, it's getting close to lunchtime. I'm getting nervous. See y'all in the next one. Where is it? Where's the room temp? Oh, there we go.
It was at 80.
75. It was at 80 earlier. So this is the one that was making all the noise. This isn't one we just worked on. If you come out of here, I can come back to the other one. So you got the school library there, then you got the public library. The public library is the noisy one. Then up here, we just reset this one. You get a lot of voltage issues. Heat is the enemy out here, so you get stuff that just trips. And it might not do it for months. It's not necessarily an issue, but it's got to be manually reset. So we're down to 68 discharge on that one, no alarms. Compressors are starting to come on. And again, this isn't real time. You get about a 2-minute delay on. So, yeah. There you go. And here's a little shot of the original building. So they go back to the 40s, I think. Class of
1940. You got pictures down here, right?
Goes all the way down to 40.
Yeah, it goes down to 1940.
This is Creed School. So this did high school and all grades at one time?
This was all high school.
Okay, this was a high school. A lot of history here.
Graduated class 1940.
Look at that. 1940.
And this little picture here is from 1937.
Catherine Foskett was the class sponsor of that year. You got some Halsteads. I recognize that name.
There's the class of 37.
Oh, it goes back that far?
Yeah.
So this is, okay, 1937.
That's how long this building's been here.
That's incredible. Hey Ron, caught you hard at work here.
Yes,
What's for lunch today?
Taco salad, I think. Something my wife made.
All right, I'll put you on my YouTube channel.
Got you.
Hardest working man in show business right here.
How about that?
Hey, don't find nothing broke today. Appreciate it.
Did I?
All right, so I pulled over on the side of the road. This is one of my fishing spots here, right off the North Landing Road, North Landing River. And this is the bridge here that has this piece of property for sale. It's been here for sale as long as I can remember. 22 acres of waterfront. And the reason I bring it up is it's got a little bit of history. If we walk down, you got to kind of watch yourself through here because it's busy road, 2-lane road. And there was an old marina that sat here 25, 30 plus years ago. It's a half sunken like pleasure craft that sits over here. Every time I ride by, I always want to stop and take a look. But I've caught some monsters right down here. Maybe as a part of the video, I'll post a few pictures. Yeah, this pipe right here, good sized bass, probably my personal best. If you look out here, there's always like a really dilapidated boat that sits on the property. I don't know if they're friends of the owners. It's really strange because the city runs the bridge and operates it from that little booth right there. And I walk down here is a little jut of land that you can still access that's got a small boat ramp, mainly people with kayaks and john boats can access. So as you can see, there's the bridge lift booth, and the guy that runs that, you got that side, and you got these posted no trespassing signs up to this point. And you got this guy who he's always out here, he's working on his boat, it's always half sunk. It's just so interesting. Don't know the whole story, and I'm kind of afraid to walk over there and ask any questions. But yeah, posted no trespassing. So, but over here is the old boat ramp, still utilized by a lot of kayakers and fishermen and those who, it's really free access. The trick is getting out of here, because you got to go up this little road to get back out. It's really you're at your own discretion getting out of here. It's very tricky because there's so many blind spots. Asking price for this jut of land, and it covers the water up through the trees on each side, is right at 1.4 million. So I thought I'd share this little spot with you, and if you're ever going down North Landing Road, it's hard not to notice. This guy here, he built a nice McMansion on the other side. It's a very odd place for residential property, but I guess one day we'll see. The old Marina used to sit right along in there and run the whole side of the property adjacent to where the boats are. My friend I work with knows the name of the Marina. It escapes me at the moment, but maybe I'll find some history on it on the internet and connect it to the video. There's a fishing access on the other side of the road, the pipe where the pipe goes through, but as you can see, everybody gets their lures hung up in the power line there. You got to kind of pitch it. Caught a few bass over there, some of the smaller ones, but they hang out in this pipe. They really like to get down to here during high tide, and they'll get back in these little creeks and tributaries. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Tidal river system. So after talking to my buddy who kind of grew up in this area, the name of the marina was Mercer's Marina. You could store your boat there. You could buy all types of baits and tackle and water related things there. And this was a place you would go eat. There's a restaurant there. So maybe I can find some more about it on the internet and plug that into the video as well. Okay, this is another one of my spots here. Cooper's Ditch. This is not even a mile from my house. This is the other end of North Landing Road, which turns into Mount Pleasant. You might have heard me mention that road before. Just a runoff creek. Your typical largemouth bass. I've caught some white bass. Caught some chain pickerel down here. Some good sized fish. Not so much around here, but I'll take my kayak out on the other side over there. You can park behind this church and you can push your kayak off. I didn't want to park over there today because there's people over there, and right now they're doing some bridge work for the sidewalk. As you can see, they've got a barrier in the water. I don't know how it's really affecting the fish and what they're doing. I've caught a few down there at the other end of the creek, about a half-mile paddle back to their deep end. This is the shallow side. It goes about half a mile in each direction. It doesn't get any more wider than about 40, 50 yards at the most, probably 8 to 10 feet at the deepest parts. But there's some good fishing down here. I see guys down here catching crappie under the bridge during the cooler months. A lot of construction debris at the moment. You have to excuse this mess, but I'm gonna step up here. Taking a little bit of a risk here, but okay. Yeah, so you can see the church here. I'll park there and drag my kayak down the grass right off into there, and down we go. I mean, I've caught fish here and there. Not really a top secret spot. It's pretty popular. That's gonna be a sidewalk kind of railing there when it's all said and done, a concrete barrier. That'll be nice going down that way. So I thought I'd share that. I've had some, it's convenient. That's the big thing. So this is the other side of the, see the bridge is there. I went down the little left side walking path. This is a place where you can really let out if you've got a John boat or kayak or something like that. I've been down here with both. You can park down here. This is all public. They really smoothed this out. It used to be a lot steeper than this. You can come down here and you always see something down here. People leave their stuff. Bait fish are running up here. Water's really hot. It's been 100 degrees the last 3 days, but that gives you an idea of how it opens up. Going both ways.